You've got Liquid Death,
Yeah.
selling water, but they're selling an attitude, it's a lifestyle thing, and it's working.
It's wild how well it's working.
They've gone from this crazy idea to a $700 million company.
Yeah.
So today, we're diving deep. How'd they do it? And it all begins with their founder, Mike Cessario, who, let's just say, not your typical CEO background.
No, not at all. I mean, that's what's so interesting about this whole story. Cesario's background, it's this whole mix of punk rock, graphic design, and he loves this kind of like irreverent humor. You'd find it in Mad D magazine.
Yeah.
Not the first thing you think of.
Not the guy selling you premium mountain water.
Right.
No.
Like, how did that happen?
Not even close.
Right.
So Cessario talks about this really important moment for him at Warped Tour.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the punk rock festival.
Yeah.
He saw all these bands, and they were sponsored by energy drinks.
Of course.
Plastered all over the stage.
Sure.
But none of them were actually drinking it.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, they were all sipping water.
Yeah, water's better for you.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like this light bulb moment for him.
Yeah.
Cesario realized huge disconnect. The image those energy drinks are pushing and what people actually want.
Totally.
Something real, authentic, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Way more hydrating than a sugary energy drink.
100%.
So, okay, Cessario has this thing. He calls it the dumbest idea possible exercise.
Which, on the surface, you're like, what are you talking about? But when you really think about it,
Yeah.
kind of brilliant.
It is. Tell us more about how this dumbest idea thing actually works.
So Cesario, he kind of forces himself to think way outside the box, you know,
Yeah.
to break free from all those like pre-programmed ideas that we
Wow.
all have.
Yeah.
He literally asked himself, like, what is the dumbest possible name I could think of for a super healthy, safe beverage?
Right.
Like the safest beverage possible.
Yeah. And the answer, of course, was Liquid Death.
Liquid Death.
I mean, you have to admit, it's kind of genius.
It is.
In its absurdity.
It's jarring. It really is. It makes you stop and go, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And that's what he was going for. He understood that our brains, like, we're wired to just ignore the familiar.
Right.
So by being deliberately dumb,
Yeah.
Liquid Death kind of jolted people out of their routine and made them pay attention.
Right.
I mean, think about it.
Mhm.
When was the last time you actually stopped and thought about a bottle of water?
Never. And this is before they even had a product to sell, right?
Exactly. They hadn't sold a single thing.
Wow.
They made this fake commercial for Liquid Death.
Okay.
0 cans existed. Just a really, really clever idea.
Yeah.
And some sharp marketing.
It went like totally viral, didn't it?
3 million views online.
Wow.
They created this huge demand for a product that didn't even exist.
Okay, so that's some seriously next level marketing savvy right there.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's also more than that, isn't it? It's about this whole cultural shift.
Yeah.
This desire for something like real.
Yeah.
Something that's not afraid to not take itself so seriously.
Totally. Liquid Death, they really tapped into this powerful yearning for authenticity.
Yeah.
I mean, in a world of just like super polished marketing,
Yeah.
their kind of raw, unfiltered approach, it felt so refreshing,
Right.
like almost real. They weren't afraid to kind of poke fun at themselves at the industry.
Right.
And that resonated with people.
Totally.
People are tired of being sold to all the time.
Mm-hmm. So true. And it wasn't just this like one-hit wonder with that fake commercial. They kept that momentum going.
You did.
They built a whole brand around this, a
Yeah.
whole community.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're on shelves in major retailers everywhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
They're projected to hit like, what, 130 million in sales this year?
Something like that. Yeah.
Valued at $700 million.
It's incredible.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It really shows they were onto something big here.
Yeah. I mean, they understood that, like, in the age of social media brands, they have to be more than just products.
Yeah.
They need to be like cultural touchstones,
Right.
something people can really grab onto.
So how did they do that? How do you go from a funny name and a fake commercial to like
Right.
this whole cultural movement? They went beyond just marketing, right? It's like they created this whole world people want to be a part of.
Exactly. They built this whole community around these shared values.
Mm-hmm.
You know, humor, rebellion,
Yeah.
that little punk rock ethos.
Right.
Partnered with tattoo artists, musicians,
I love that.
sponsored skateboarding events.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, they fully embraced the absurdity of it.
Yeah.
And people loved it.
They just rolled with it. So it's like they took this really simple product, water, and they infused it with this whole other layer of meaning.
Totally. It's all about the story, right?
Yeah.
Like, think about it this way. What's the story you're telling with your product, your service?
Right.
What's the experience?
Yeah.
Because that's what really connects with people, like, on a deeper level.
Yeah, it makes you think like, if they can do that with water,
Right.
what's possible with all these other products and services out there?
The possibilities are kind of endless. It's a great question to ask yourself.
Hmm.
Like, no matter what field you're in.
Yeah.
Because in a world that's just like flooded with choices and information, sometimes it's like that crazy idea that cuts through.
The one you think is terrible. That's the one.
Totally.
So to kind of wrap things up here, what are some key takeaways
Yeah.
our listeners can walk away with from
Yeah.
Liquid Death's story?
Number one, don't underestimate authenticity.
Yeah.
Like, truly, people can spot a marketing gimmick a mile away.
Totally.
Be genuine. Be bold. Don't be afraid to have a little fun with it.
I love that. Yeah.
Even if it means embracing the dumbest idea you can come up with.
Right.
That might be the one.
Sometimes that's the one.
Exactly.
So number two.
Number two, think bigger. Think beyond just the product.
Yeah.
What's that experience you're creating?
Mhm.
How can you make it shareable?
Right.
How can you build that community around it?
Right. Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to be a part of something
Totally.
that's bigger than themselves.
Absolute.
So much great stuff in Liquid Death's story. It really is proof that sometimes that totally unexpected approach,
Yeah.
it can lead to incredible success. Who knew death could be so refreshing?